it's a little bit like people find reasons to avoid the tasks that they really don't want to do. And so, it creates a sense of a lack of discipline. It damages trust with self. And then that creates limiting ideas about what's possible and what's not. And, obviously the concept of I don't have enough time to do certain things is often a limiting decision or a limiting idea, when really it's just a lack of discipline to allocate the time to the things that are most important, that are going to move the needle.
I think a lot of the times also people use that I don't have time. It's like when you walk into a retail store and the person walks up to you, how can I help you? I'm just looking. In other words, go away, leave me alone. All right. So I don't have time means go away, leave me alone. All right. So I think that in those scenarios, a lot of the cases when people say they don't have time, my question is where is your time going? What are you spending your time on? Because we hear, I don't have time. I'm running out of time. And again, if we look at it, what's actually important, if we break it down, we often find that people are busy and very busy sometimes, but sometimes they're not necessarily busy doing or putting enough value on the time that's required or not measuring time. I think that it's also important that when you're looking at having those conversations, is that you have an idea of how long a conversation should take in the sales environment. And if you know it's going to take 45 minutes, then allowing yourself that buffer and that time to be able to go through and have that conversation and being good at that, as opposed to not having any framework around time when it comes to that conversation. As a result of that, often what happens is you get to the point where you're coming to the important part of the sale. You're moving on to the next step of the conversation. The person goes, all right, well, that's very good. We'll have to catch up this. I've got to go. I've got another meeting. I've got, oh dear, I've just missed out on my actual pitch because I was not measuring my time and being aware of that. I think it's just becoming conscious of it. We always talk about the conscious, unconscious mind, what you're aware of, what you're not aware of. And often people say, I don't have time, but they're actually unable to articulate where their time's gone or show evidence of where their time's going. When you do that, it brings it from being out of their awareness, unconscious to conscious. And with that, we do need a little bit of a shift and a change and some realizations on how important it is to make the time, schedule the time, stick to the time, and then that really helps improve your communication and managing the time in that space.